Hey, it's Prob at Prism Insurance Agency, and here's why we believe our general liability program is the best one for you. So here's the top 9 reasons why our general liability program is a best fit for most construction companies. We're going to go further in depth later on, but I want to give you the quick 9 reasons here just so you can kind of see them. If this is all you need in order to get started on a quote, go ahead and do that. If you'd like to go further in depth, please listen on, but here's the top 9 reasons. Number 1, our minimum premium is as low as $650 a year. Number 2, we accept new ventures, no prior, as well as companies with a lapse in coverage. Okay, as long as the lapse hasn't been with us or while you're a client of ours, we'll accept that in the program. Number 3, the entire quote allows you to get a full online indication and look at payment plans that are available to you, and they're available at all premium levels. You don't have to talk to anyone. You can actually do the complete full online indication yourself. And if you have questions, reach out to us, but you don't have to worry about somebody harassing you because you got a quote. Number 4, there's no charge for our blanket additional insured endorsement, which means that you can send out additional insured endorsements to hundreds of companies over the course of a year. If you're a sub or if you're a GC, you can send it out to your clients, and you don't pay, you don't get charged each and every time you're sending that out. Number 5, another common and popular endorsement that people get charged on, but here you won't, is our primary and non-contributory wording and the waiver of subrogation on our general liability policies. Both are available on our standard form. There's no charge for them. You can have hundreds in a year. It's all available directly with us. Okay. Number 6, no loss runs required. That's true for 90% of the accounts, which are under 7,500. The accounts, the other 10% that come in over 7,500, on those guys, unfortunately, we will need loss runs, but we'll help you get them. Okay, so it's not a problem. Get started with an online indication. We'll reach out in the event that it's over 7,500 and you need some help. Number 7, multi-policy discounts are available. We offer multiple different policies. You get a multi-policy discount, and we'll go further into depth on how that works. Okay. Number 8, faulty workmanship coverage endorsement. This is my favorite part of this. That's the technical name for it, so that's what we have to use. But you're going to love this. It's exclusive to this program in California. We're going to go in depth on it later on. I'll even show you some examples. It's a fantastic coverage, and it's super affordable. Number 9, this is a A15 rated admitted carrier by AM Best. That means it's admitted. You don't have to sign a long non-admitted exclusion form or anything like that. It is a admitted market. No SL taxes and fees. You're going to have your premium. You'll see everything there. That's why the premium is as low as $650 a year. But these are the quick 9. Now let's go further in depth. So our minimum premium is reason number 1 because it starts off extremely low at $650 a year. There's no credit check. It's written on an occurrence form, which is to your benefit. The defense costs are outside of the limit. So if you get $1 million in coverage, in the event of a lawsuit, you don't have to worry about your $1 million being eaten up by attorney fees. The defense costs are outside of that. And finally, contractors that don't perform work on new residential structures prior to the certificate of occupancy are considered preferred risks. Therefore, we give them a discount, or in this terminology, a credit. This is to your benefit. So if you're not doing work on new tract development, new tract housing, you're going in there doing remodeling work, that type of thing, you get a credit for that. And so we want to make sure that you're getting a better rate, a preferred rate, because you're a preferred risk. Reason number 2, new ventures, companies that have just opened up, today, companies that have no prior coverage, they've been operating for years without it, or companies that have had prior lapses. Maybe you had an old program, you didn't like it after discovering the coverages that were available, that type of thing. Are fully acceptable. Not a problem. Here's a feature I think you'll love. Number 3, you're able to get a full online indication and review the payment plans available at all premium levels without talking to anybody. So you don't have to worry about anyone, forcing you to do something. You're able to give yourself a complete, full online indication and review the payment plans before you ever reach out to us. And if you don't want to reach out to us, you can actually get the policy started right there. Here's another feature I think you'll love. There's no charge for the blanket additional insured endorsement, which means that you're able to issue certificates of insurance within minutes of binding. If someone wants to be listed as an additional insured on your policy, there's no problem. You're not being nickel and dimed all year long. you can actually have those done in no time, no problem. They're quick and easy, and they're all included. Another popular endorsement that a lot of companies will ask for is primary and non-contributory wording, as well as a waiver of subrogation. Both are automatically available and they are free and included in your policy. So anyone that requests it or requires it from you, you're able to send it out to them without worrying about having to bid that higher or include that extra pricing into your bid. You're able to actually send that out to them on all of the jobs that you need it on. As long as it's just a standard form with it, you're good to go. Number 6, there's no loss runs required on accounts with premiums under $7,500. So for the vast majority of companies out there, you're not going to need to provide any loss runs. You just sign a no loss statement form. It's that simple and you're good to go. For companies that are larger, on the larger side where your premium comes in higher than $7,500, if you have a hard time getting loss runs, you can reach out to us, or we can reach out to you if you email us. It's very simple, easy to get, and we're happy to help if you need any. Multi-policy discounts are available. What that means to you is by getting the contractor's general liability policy as well as getting the contractor's miscellaneous tools policy, you can actually get a package deal that's better priced than just the general liability policy. For the vast majority of contractors, by getting the actual policy for your tools, which will protect against things like theft or fire, you're actually able to get yourself a better rate than if you got just the general liability policy by itself. You're able to add it directly in our quote system. You add it with a single click. There's only one underwriting question. And when the general liability is over minimum premium, you receive a 10% multi-policy discount on the general liability. Here's a quick example of how saving hundreds is quick and easy. By selecting the policy, the small equipment coverage, a general liability premium of $5,000 receives a 10% multi-policy discount, saving $500. So 10% of $5,000 saves $500. The tool coverage price is as low as $159 for the entire policy. So getting extra coverage for the tools and getting the general liability policy, this contractor would save $341 over the course of the year. Standard happens all the time. If it was $4,000, he'd be saving a little bit less. If it was $3,000, a little bit less. But no matter what, he's saving money by getting the secondary policy in this particular case. All right, so we saved the best for, well, not last, but number 8 in this case. It's the faulty workmanship coverage endorsement. It's exclusive to this program in California, and once you know what it is, you're going to want it. So the faulty workmanship coverage is a new and unique endorsement that provides a $10,000 limit to protect you against claims arising out of faulty workmanship materials or products. Now, these claims would otherwise be excluded by the standard business risk exclusions found in every ISO commercial general liability policy. And in California, which requires a contractor's license bond, claims arising out of faulty workmanship materials or products can actually be made against the bond for your license. Now here's the kicker. If the bonding company pays any such claim, the contractor, meaning you, must repay the bonding company. So if they pay out $5,000, now you have to pay the bonding company $5,000 to make the bond whole, or they'll contact CSLB. And if you fail to repay the bonding company, it could result in suspension or revocation of your contractor's license entirely. So not only would you owe money to people, but you wouldn't even be able to legally earn any. So by protecting against bond claims, the faulty workmanship coverage also protects your license, protects your livelihood. It makes sure that you can go out there, bid on jobs, pay for your boat, pay for your house, pay for, your motorcycle, your hobbies, etc. All right, and here's the thing. It's as little as $30 a year. So for as little as $30 a year, you can protect against these claims that would otherwise be excluded by the business risk exclusions found in every standard ISO commercial general liability policy. And it's exclusive to this program. I wanted to give you guys some quick examples of where this happens, okay? So, for example, carpentry, right? Residential failure to obtain a permit or meet building codes and building department requires removal of the work performed. This would all come out of the contractor's pocket if this happened. The carpenter would be forced to pay this, and if the person didn't get the money, they could just go after the bond, and then the carpenter would have to basically repay the bond in order to keep their license. An electrician doing work within buildings, doing installation of wiring switches, breaker, or fixtures that are either insufficient or in contravention with plans and specs requires replacement. This tear out replacement of the breaker or the wiring or the switches can get pretty costly. And not having the coverage means that it's all out of pocket. floor covering, not doing tile work, but let's say it's improper installation of vapor barrier causing warping and requiring replacement of the exotic wood flooring. Well, if the homeowner sues the contractor is forced to repay the bond or goes after that, the general liability policy is not going to cover it in a standard policy form. But with our policy, if you have the endorsement there, you've got the protection you need. If you're doing HVAC work while replacing an HVAC unit, you accidentally have faulty installation of the new unit, causes the heat exchanger or the compressor to fail, which requires costly repairs. Well, homeowner goes after you, goes after your bond. A standard ISO general liability policy doesn't cover it. Our policy with the endorsement would. Tile stone installation contractor, let's say the install is crooked or hollow sounding, or the uneven tile or tile used is in contravention of the plans and specs require demolition and replacement of the tile. Again, if the client goes after you and you're unable to pay for it out of pocket, you've now got a situation where the general liability policy on a standard ISO policy would not cover you. Our policy with the endorsement would kick in and provide the protection you need to cover this claim. All right, and our last example is a painter doing work under 3 stories, completes the exterior painting of a house, the paint begins to peel and deteriorate, thus the entire house must be repainted. Obviously, this is an unhappy customer. If they go after you, they go after your bond. Problem is, if you don't have the money to pay for the entire thing out of your pocket, or if the cost of that painting is extremely high, now you've got a situation where, if it's $9,000, $10,000 worth of paint that you got to buy to replace and do all this, you might not be able to do that. Our policy with the coverage endorsement would pay that entire $9,000 claim, and you'd be good to go, assuming you get the endorsement and you have our policy in force at the time. All right, so we've talked a lot about claims and potential claims and things that we all hope, fingers crossed, knock on wood, never happen. But in the event that they do, you want to make sure that the insurance company is going to be there to protect you. The carrier that we're quoting you with is A15 rated. It's an admitted carrier by AM Best Company as of July of 2018. So financially speaking, they're a massive, massive company. They're sitting on solid footing. They're going to be there if you ever need them. Let's hope you don't, but in the event that you do, let's make sure that you have the coverage, you have the endorsements that you would need that could ever come up. So you're not told, oop, that line's not covered. Oop. Contractor E&O, not covered. Your tools, not covered. Make sure you've got the protection. Get the right policy. You can quote yourself right now. You can get the quote. You can get the policy going all by yourself on the system and have the protection you would need. So those were our top 9 reasons for why our general liability program is the right fit for you. With our endorsements, with our premium, with our multi-policy discounts, our no loss runs required, our full online indication, the fact that we'll take on new ventures, the fact that we'll take you with no prior and even with a lapse, the fact that you've got a blanket additional insured endorsement, blanket primary wording, blanket waiver of subrogation on your general liability policy, and the fact that you're with an A15 rated market. Not that you're with some small company that won't be there if you ever need them. You're with a massive company that's financially strong. They're there for you. They're really good at going after contractors because that's their target market. That's what they want. That's why we're reaching out to you. That's why we believe that this is the best program for you. All right, so you might be wondering, well, how do I get a quote? How do I get started? So around this video, there should be either at the bottom or at the top or on the sides a link to get a quote directly from our website. You can go there, you can get the site, you can also give us a call. Our phone number is 951-243-2800. Again, 951-243-2800. Give us a call. We're happy to quote you. You can go to our websites listed here. If you don't want to type the whole thing, you can just type in insbuild.com. That's insbuild.com. And click on customer service, click on get a quote, and then it'll ask you to go through the process, or you can copy this link in or just click on one of the links to the side. This is again Prob at Prism Insurance Agency. You're welcome to give us a call. Our phone number again is 951-243-2800. We'd love to be able to help you out, and we look forward to working with you soon.